I'm from after street fights, they bring a Tekken. Hey, King J, what we tell him? Back on.
Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy King J, and today we have a special one. So this one is from Scotland's finest, Bolt, and we're going to be learning Noctis. So Noctis, Bolt, what's going on, man, first and foremost?
Damn. Yo, what's going on, guys? This is Bolt, coming from Scotland, like you guys said. I'm a Noctis man. I've been playing him since about Season 3, and I think one of the only ones around, to be honest, but hopefully I'll show you guys a bit about the character.
You know what's funny is that I didn't know about you until like Season 3. Like a lot of people was giving you praise, like Dinosaur was talking about you. Like Dinosaur's like a UK legend, and he was saying when he wanted to learn Kazumi matchup a versus fight, and he said he played you and he got banged up by you, and I was like, whoa, he's giving you praise. So
I mean, Dinosaur's a ridiculous player, man. I think I just kind of caught him off guard more than anything else, but I used to main Kazumi. I only really started just before Season 2, so I haven't been playing as long as some of the other players, but I used to play Kazumi, and I found Noctis had changed in Season 3, and it kind of, I kind of play Noctis a little bit like Kazumi. I see a lot of potential in the character more than anything else. Really enjoy him.
okay, cool, man. So we're gonna get into it, man. We're gonna get into the Teach Me episode. So we're gonna go first off with the key moves. Now, I know Noctis has a lot of key moves. Everyone knows about the throwing the sword and stuff, but I know he has more than that. So
Yeah.
I would like you to show me, what else he has other than, just throwing the sword.
So personally, I think the way most people play Noctis is a bit more like Season 2. I think Season 3 Noctis has actually become a lot more of a tighter character in terms of more closer poking, and I do play him a bit like Kazumi. So I guess I'll start with the move I think you'll be seeing most from high-level Noctis, which is probably one of the most underrated moves in the entire game. It's Noctis' down forward 1. Now, his down forward 1 is super underrated because people just don't know that it's one of the best in the game, definitely, especially after Leroy's been nerfed. So his down forward 1 is 13 frame poke, -1 on block. It's got a good hitbox, and if you come towards me, you can kind of see it has the same property Kazumi's has, where it kind of chases people down. Like if you try and backdash away from it,
I can't.
see, yeah, it chases you down. And people talked about Kazumi's doing this a lot, but they don't realize Noctis does as well. It's very close. It's -1. Kazumi's is -3. And on top of that, on top of the hitbox and the range and the moving forward, the extension is really strong. So the extension is down forward 1-4. Counter hit combo. It isn't on natural hit, of course. So it'll give you a wall splat, which Noctis' wall splat game is very strong. But it's also so delayable that you can also counter hit confirm it. So sometimes I'll be against someone at the wall, and I'll be down forward 1, down forward 1, down forward 1. If I see them press a button, I just pull the trigger. And it's quite confirmable. It's a lot easier than it actually looks. It's not really, there's no counter hit animation, so you can't really see it. You have to see the opponent press a button. Kind of like Dragunov 1-2-1 or so.
Or Garyu's jab headbutt, right?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. It's kind of like a Twitch confirm. So I'd say that's one of his best moves and key moves in terms of how much he'll use it. But if we're talking Noctis' best move, and honestly, probably one of the best moves in the game, is, I don't have binds. It's gonna be a bit hard to do. Forward 1+2.
Okay.
This move is also ridiculously underrated. I think in terms of space control, this move is absolutely up there. So this move got buffed in Season 3. It was already a ridiculous move. It got its range buffed, so it almost hits from about range 3 or so. Yeah, can you get that?
Yeah.
You can kind of see, and you can extend it as well just by holding the last forward. So you can get some ridiculous range with the forward 1+2. The amount of space it controls, and the fact it's tracking, counter hit launching, and it gives a really good combo because it got buffed as well, and Noctis' combo game got buffed.
So if I hold forward, does it make it move more? Or?
Yeah, even further. You can honestly almost control the entire space of the screen.
What the? No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, exactly.
Say this. I was trying to see something. Alright, now, if I move back. Oh my, yeah. I didn't know that.
So literally, if anyone's doing anything from here, they're in danger against Noctis. And that's one of the scariest things about him. A lot of the people I play against with Noctis, they don't respect this at the start. And then when they realize that you can't move, you can't press from literally range 3, they kind of respect Noctis' space control a lot more. So there's not much more to say about it. It's just a ridiculously strong move, just the properties on it. And on top of that, it's also on on hit, it's plus 10 and wall splats as well. So plus 10. So, and it also gives you in range for an Emo Man as well. So you can get Emo Man as a mix up. They can't jump grabs. They can't rage art out of like back 2 or down back 1 plus 2. So the plus frames on it are pretty ridiculous.
That is crazy. So
yeah.
What other moves? I see you using like sidestep 2 a lot after when we played our match. So talk to me about this move.
So I think the way Noctis plays is he's a poking character. His main move is down for 1. He's lacking some stuff, but what he lacks there, he makes up for in just having ridiculous space control normals. This is definitely one of them. Sidestep 2, I don't see many other Noctis players use it as much as I do. I think I spam it more than anyone else. So this move right here is, it's not 18 frames, along with the sidestep. It's 0 on block. Most people think it's plus just from how it looks, but it's 0 on block. And it really opens up your game because Noctis has a female hitbox. So he has a female step, so he has above average movement, and obviously has a lot of good quick pokes and a great step. So you can set up a lot of things here, off stepping, trying to guess what they're going to do up forward 1 if they try to do like a homing move or something like that. So it just really kind of, the fact that it controls that much space, and then even after it's blocked, it's still neutral, is really, really strong. And then on counter hit, if you don't mind, I'm not sure I'll be able to get this properly. So you get a down back 1 plus 2, but, oh, I can still do it. So you get a down back 1 plus 2 guaranteed. There we go. It's not too bad. So you get that, and normally on all these kind of counter hits, there's a couple of them, they give down back 1 plus 2 guaranteed. You get some Oki as well, just because of the flip over. So it's pretty good. And on normal hit, it forces crouch, plus 5. And actually in this situation, you can't step 2-2 either way unless you're like Lily, Zafina, those sort of characters. So 2-2 becomes homing on hit. So it's a lot of lockdown, and you have to realize that this move has ridiculous range as well. You can see for a move to 0 to do that. And one more thing, which is, so some people will get scared on block. They'll got hit by a couple of up forward 1s and things. And this is like my personal tech. So after sidestep 2, on block, you can't backdash Emo Man. So if you try to backdash there, Emo Man is a true mix-up.
Damn.
And this is another Season 3 buff that Noctis got. He actually now has more range on his Emo Man than Paul. It has a couple other weaknesses, it being a lot slower, but it definitely has more range. You can see you can't get out of that. So
can I sidestep to my right?
So this weakness is sidestep right. Yeah. But even then, because you didn't block the first hit, that thing will stop you from punishing it sometimes unless you're very quick.
Oh, so if I get hit by the first one, I can't say, so I'm forced.
Yeah, exactly. So it's not even that dangerous, even if they do step it. The main thing is obviously interrupting or ducking. So that's sidestep 2, definitely one of my favorite moves by far. In terms of other, I mean, Noctis almost plays like a different type of character just from the range he has on his moves. And one of my favorites, which I use a lot more than other people as well, 2-2. So this move, on first glance, it looks okay. It doesn't look amazing, but first of all, you can kind of see the range on it. So it hits from almost range 3, pretty much. So you get, so the range on this one is absolutely ridiculous. And if even the second hit, which is hard to whiff punish between them, it comes from further than range 3, like range 3.5. Yeah. So the amount of space you can control on Noctis is very, very strong. So like I was saying about down forward 1, this move is beat by sidestep right? And most of his normals are beat by sidestep right. Oh, try sidestepping. Oh, there we go. And if I show you the other ones, most of his normals are beat by sidestep right. The strong thing about 2-2 is it actually tracks to his weak side, which is ridiculously strong because it's already a good mid, but it also tracks his weak side. So it can really stop people from trying to step Noctis. So 2-2 is very strong in that. It's hitbox, it's range, but the thing that a lot of people don't know, so they know that this extension is high, right? And he obviously has the mid extension, which is the counter hit launcher now in Season 3 as well. But the thing is you can do a lot of mind games on block. So when people don't want to contest the high extensions, you can do like, you can loop 2-2 into 2-2. And then if they start disrespecting, you finish that, and it's actually hit confirmable. I doubt I'll be able to hit confirm it on Parsec right now, but you can, from these two hits, right? These two hits, the fourth hit jails. So if you don't duck from the third, you can't duck anymore. So you have to duck the third. If you don't, you can just hit confirm it, and then if the last hit hits, let me hit the rest.
Sorry,
the last hit hits. You get that or this, and it's kind of a mind game, staying down, not staying down. But the point is, you get guaranteed damage, about almost up to like 50 damage just off the last 3 hits, which is not known by a lot of people, which is pretty strong. And just you can do a lot of mix-ups. Also, 2-2. A lot of people don't like doing this as much, but if you see someone who's completely scared of this string, you can't backdash Demo Emo Man either off of 2-2 on block. So you are -9, but the amount of mind games you can play, like some people try to, after 2-2, they'll try to duck while standing 4 as a check, in case you finish, in case you don't finish, so they don't get looped. And then you can do things like 2-2, up forward 1, 2-2, down forward 1, if you wanted something slightly safer, up, down back 3, to crush jabs, if they try to contest with that. So 2-2 is very, very underrated in my opinion. It can be a bit risky, but the point is you get this mind game after getting a move that has this much range, and on hit, it's very good as well. Like, on hit, it's like +6, and like 23 damage, 25 damage, something like that. So, on hit, it's very good. You can see, so 22 damage, and it's completely safe. So, pretty good. Really good move, 2-2.
Nice. So, what about like the other stuff that he has? Because, you know, we spoke about, what is it, this one? Was it up foot?
It's up forward 1, up 1, up back 1. It all does the same thing, really.
Oh, okay. So, what do you think about this move then?
I think this move, I'm another person who uses this move a lot more than other Noctis players. I kind of try to play a space control, and this move is very underrated as well, like most of Noctis' tools. So this move is 14 frames. You can't really use it like a Magic 4. When I first started playing him, I was like, this move's too slow, it's not that good.
Yeah.
But as a space control move, this move is absolutely like ridiculous. So you can see right here on counter hit, it gives a crumple stun, which gives a pretty good combo, high damage combo buffed by season 3 as well. But on a normal hit, it's decent as well. But mainly it's because on block, so block it for a sec, it gives this pushback. So you would have all seen this Noctis setup, up forward 1 to up forward 1. So after I do up forward 1, press 1-2 jab. So do you see how the pushback made your first jab whiff, and then the second jab got counter hit?
Yep.
That's the setup right there, and it works on a lot of jabs in this game. Pretty much, it kind of makes it so it's very scary to contest after up forward 1, and even if you weren't contesting, the pushback, you can just backdash everything, and down forward 2 if they miss something. So on block, it's very safe. And then on top of that, on whiff, it's almost like Steve's back 1 in terms of how hard it is to whiff punish it. So when you're whiffing this from range, like try to whiff punish this.
Okay.
Oh, I moved. Bad. Let me whiff it. So it doesn't have like a Magic 4. It literally whiffs kind of like back 1. It's definitely not as good as back 1, but honestly, people have a lot of trouble with this move if you're not ready for it. I find it, I don't see anyone really whiff punishing on reaction. It's normally a read, you know, so, and you can see how big the hitbox is, and you know how Brian's forward 3 kind of tracks if you press a button?
Yeah.
This move is exact same. So like do jab, sidestep, jab or something. You see that?
Whoa. Yeah.
It literally tracks 180 if you press a button. Oh, there you go. So that's why I think it's almost like Steve's back 1 in a way. It's not as good, but it works out for the use of keep out and just like being very, very annoying and disrespecting frames, really. Definitely one of the best moves. And the hitbox as well, I can't really explain it against Noctis, but the hitbox is almost like an electric, where, you know, there's these moves that kind of high crush. Like, for example, Noctis down for 2 has a little bit of high crush in it. You won't get any moves that kind of high crushing up forward 1. Up forward 1 hits very, very low. So, for example, if you do jab into down forward 2.
Jab into down forward 2, sorry, my bad.
Yeah, down forward 2. Like you can see. That trades because you're obviously your plus and it's 14 frames. but you can kind of see he goes under, but he still gets caught.
Yeah.
So it's very, very reliable in terms of hitboxes, and that's one of the things Noctis has better than a lot of other characters. Hitboxes are absolutely fantastic. In terms of playing against characters like Xiao Yu, playing against characters like Zafina, he has a lot of pickups. And I guess speaking of pickups, we should go to this move. I'm going to struggle to do this. I don't play Claw, but down back 1/1+2. This move, in my opinion, on another character, it would be a move you would see spammed every 2 seconds. But because Noctis has 2/2 and such a good down forward 1, you don't see it as much. But the move is definitely a really buff move. So pretty much this move is really high damage on hit. The tracking and damage got buffed in Season 3. So on its own, it's a natural combo, mid-mid delayable string, which is already pretty ridiculous. And if you move forward towards me, so I can show you the damage. Oh, actually you have to do it to me so you can see the damage.
Oh, sorry.
27 damage, which is a chunk. And because you can do this kind of mind game of finishing it, not finishing it, starting it slowly, and then delaying the ender, and still it being natural, you can kind of do a little mix-up with the roll, which I might talk about later. Is that fair enough?
Yeah, that's cool, man.
Or should I just talk about it now? I might as well.
I might as well, yeah.
So roll is... I think it's also... I've said everything is underrated, but I think roll is underrated as well. I think most people know it as just doing roll slide, right? That's what you see a lot of online Noctis players do. The roll can be very scary because of the amount of things you can do off of it.
The roll's 3/4/3+4, right?
Yeah, that's slide.
Okay.
Oh. So it's 3+4, 3+4.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 3+4, 3+4. I'm pretty sure the slide is 3+4. I always press 3+4 anyway. So that gives you a free down back 1+2. Very scary. It's like almost 40 damage or so off a quick slide.
Yeah.
So most people wait for the slide because they've seen it so many times.
How much is on block? Is that
on block,
launch?
it's very launch punishable. It might even be delay hop kickable. Yeah, I think that was minus 25 there. Yeah, it's very punishable.
It's weird because it shows like a different... I see that it shows a different timing.
Yeah, I have no idea. I've never seen anyone struggle to block punish this, to be honest.
Yeah.
Most people, like I've seen like Heihachi and stuff punish this, so pretty much everyone in the cast can launch it, so it is risky from that stand.
Yeah.
But I think the thing people don't know about roll, so you have roll 1, and roll slide, right, which are pretty strong 50-50. If you react late, you can't sidestep it, so you have to eat the mix-up. And the thing that people don't do, that good Noctis players do this, so they roll into full crouch mix-up. So when you're expecting the slide and you're ducking, or you're like backdashing away from the roll 1, you can just get caught by someone just standing in your face, and the amount of mental plus frames it kind of gives you in hesitation can be really strong, especially if you're in the wall here, and now you're in a 50-50 mix-up where you have to guess between obviously full crouch down forward 2 and full crouch down forward 1. Or you can even go from standing. I don't do this as much, it's a little bit riskier, but you do have Demo Man, and it's very hard to backdash after roll.
So what do you think about the full crouch mix-up, that down forward 2 and down forward 1?
I think it's kind of stupid, to be honest. It's one of the more toxic full crouch mix-up in the game.
Yep.
It's so safe against, unless you're playing against Josie, Kazuya, I guess maybe some 2Ds. Even Eddie can't launch it because, so we'll talk about full crouch down for 2. So this move is ridiculously buff. Just like all of Noctis' moves, the range on it is pretty ridiculous. So stay there. So I can show the range. So it reaches a lot further than other lows in the game, obviously. It's not low parryable, being a sword. It's minus 13, and you can only block it. So against Noctis, the worst you can take is, a 13 frame punish. So it's very safe for what it does. It's +4 forced crouch, and that gives you a mind game between his newest move. And I know a lot of people hate this move. And the first thing people ask me when they play Noctis, they're all, is that move safe? Is that move safe? Because you wouldn't expect a move like this to be safe.
Yeah,
but it's a very
Look at the pushback.
move.
Look at the pushback.
Exactly. So honestly, one of the things I do that's dirty for a lot of this is up forward 1. It's the same situation where if you do like a string, the first hit will whiff and the second hit will get counter hit, or just backdash into counter thing. So it forces complete neutral after this. There's nothing they can really do to keep their pressure after this.
Yeah.
And this is so safe. Like And you can loop these over and over. It's +4 force crouch. Once you're in force crouch, it's very hard to sidestep this. So this is going to clip you sidestepping too. And then let's say they're disrespecting with a while standing 4. You have Noctis down for while standing 1-2, which is a lot like Steve's. It's counter hit confirmable. It has massive delay, like you can kind of see, but only on counter hit. It's not a natural combo. So if I press a button, you can really counter hit confirm it, especially if you see the twitch of them pressing while standing 4 or hop kick blah blah blah. But this one does a lot, especially after wall combos. Should I talk about combos right now, or just continue with moves, or like Oki or whatever?
We could talk about combos.
Okay, so one thing that I kind of do, I've seen a couple of other Noctis players do it. So after Noctis's, this is gonna be hard to do.
Because the latency.
You know Noctis's combo, right? Down forward 4-2, down back 1-1 +2.
Yeah.
So after that combo, the Oki on this move, it's just because the down back 1-1 +2 has such specific kind of properties.
Yeah.
If you can kind of see after the wall combo, it pulls them up the wall. Go ahead, dude.
Oh, so my bad.
Oh, just do the wall combo? Yeah. So after that pull up on the wall, you're incredibly plus. To the point where if I was to do this recovery kick, or how'd I do recovery kick again?
Yeah.
I forgot. It's like down 4 or something. I only know when I'm on the floor.
Yeah.
That loses to full crouch down for 2. You're that plus. You're pretty much like +30 or something to do it for doing things. So you can do whatever you want after this one. And in my opinion, the full crouch mix-up is by far the best option just because of how safe it is. Because you have access to a wall splat. So you do full crouch, you do the down forward 4-2, down back 1-1 +2.
Oh, okay.
And then just immediately go into full crouch and start mixing them up.
Oops, hold on, my bad. My bad. I ain't playing Noctis.
No worries. And you can go into full crouch mix up. For example, let me do a get up kick.
Okay, cool.
Against it. You see? I pressed 3. I was mashing that as quickly as I could. And so pretty much you can't contest it. The way you contest it is you can spring kick over the low, but then you lose to the mid. You can stay down, but this is one of the reasons Noctis is very good against bigs. The full crouch down forward 1 hits bigs grounded. So you absolutely have to get up because everything hits grounded at that point.
This character, man.
Dude, his Oki, I'd say Noctis, he's pretty strong, but his Oki is absolutely unfair. And people just don't play him or know enough about him to kind of like exploit it really. So that for his wall combo, very good Oki right there. And the fact is, once you hit one full crouch down for a 2, you're in a situation where they have to guess when are they going to start ducking, and then they might get hit by the full crouch down for 1, which resets the whole situation, right? And there's a lot of Oki setups off of like resplats, off of like sidestepping and doing a combo into Oki, which is just obviously a lot to get into, but the character has a lot going on. In terms of other moves, I'd say there is other main move, which is up forward 4. This move got a massive buff in Season 3. It's now a full launcher, but you do need a little bit of execution to land it. So I know you remember playing against me when I was doing this move a lot. It's got really good recovery, not as good as up forward 1. It is definitely whiff punishable, but it's hard to whiff punish, and it does a full launch on normal hit. Now, it takes a micro sidestep left to combo off it. You do micro sidestep left into down 2-2. Might be a bit hard for you to do. So you have to make a really small sidestep.
I'm gonna try.
Oh, there you go.
Fundamentals, boy.
Hey, I guess you. Fair play. So after that, you can do up forward 3 or down forward 4-2 into perfectly normal wall carry. You can't get forward 4 off it, which I'll explain later is a ridiculous move, which is a bit unfortunate, but it gives a full combo, which is ridiculous and can be really good. Say if you're playing against, I don't know, Brian, Kazia, these guys with lows that don't high crash, this can be absolutely ridiculous against him because it controls space and then on top of it crushes lows. So this can be pretty ridiculous. I don't think it's a great homing move because you can be jabbed out of it very easily, which is very annoying if you're up close, which is when you normally use homing moves to actually catch stepping. But I think as a space control tool, it is pretty ridiculous. Let me see if I can do it. Oh, I got it. Yeah. There you go. So Very, very strong tool. I wouldn't say it's key. I'd say this is the one you should be using more because this is so much more whiff punishable and floatable. But I mean, it gives a full combo on normal hit, which is just ridiculous. For a safe high homing move that's only, let me show you block. It's only -3, which is pretty ridiculous.
Damn. So to wrap up this section, give me maybe 5 to 7 key moves just quickly off the top of the dome.
Yeah, fair enough. So I'd say down forward 1 is your most key move. It's the one you'll use most. It's ridiculous, especially with extension. Forward 1+2. Top 3 space control moves in the game, in my opinion. 2/2, ridiculous mid poke. And I guess one thing I didn't mention, because it's not really a key move, it's more of a punish, is your down forward 2, obviously for whiff punishment. Best whiff punisher in the game, in my opinion, 100%. The range on it is absolutely ridiculous. I don't even feel like I need to talk about it, because everyone knows. Like, if you see it, I think it's from range 3. Oh, so just stay still for a sec.
Yeah.
So it hits from range 3. So by far the longest range move, pretty much, that you can have. I guess down back 3 is an important move. It's not a great low, but it does its purpose, and I think that's one of Noctis' main weaknesses. His lows aren't very scary. Devilman is scary, but you have to be in clean hit range. Down back 3, I'd say, even though it's not the best move, it's very, very important for him. So I'd add that into key moves. Probably is the 5th spot. It's a decent low. It's -2 on hit, so you can step, you can do wall standing forward to challenge. You can backdash. That's some good pushback on hit. So you can back, and you see it right there. You can backdash most options. So it's still a good move. It's not great, but it does its job to annoy people, really. I'd say those are the main 5 key moves. Down forward 1, 2/2, forward 1+2. Down back 3, and then for me personally, up forward 1 or down forward 2, whichever one you want to count, really.
So I think, would you add like forward 2 into the mix, and then the mix up, that the online mix up, which is down back 2 into, or down back 1+2, because those are the moves that people seem to use. They seem to use this, or they seem to use this when they're close, because it gets people scared, right? Online, anyways.
Yeah, for me, I think down back 2 is kind of trash, to be honest. I don't think it's a good move at all.
Really?
I think at the wall, it can be very dangerous. The problem is what they done to it. I think in season 2, I think it was like a broken kind of really unfair move that you had to react to. But since they removed the tracking and the range on it, like, this used to hit, and that's why it was so dumb. You can see. And honestly, people will be not even trying to sidestep it, and they'll make it hard with on just literally just walking around. But at the wall, not many people, well, actually, like the Noctis players who played them for a while know this kind of setup. So before, it used to be down back 2 at the wall was guaranteed, right? So now in season 3, they took that out, and now it's down back 2 into down 1. So if you try to get up, so I'll show you a really, really dirty setup, okay?
Okay.
So after I do down back 2, okay, just start trying to get up backwards.
Okay.
It's a loop infinitely, and then if they try to tech roll, you can do something like that. So you can trap someone. Like, a lot of people get hit by this. Like, a lot of pro players, a lot of people you wouldn't expect to get hit by this will get hit by like 3 or 4 of these in a row until they realize they have to tech roll. And even if they tech roll, they get nothing. So down back 2 at the wall, I think has its place, or maybe just to end rounds. It does have still good range, but it feels very seeable to me.
So I have to stay down in that situation.
No, you have to tech roll. If you stay down, well, the down forward 4 will whiff, but you'll still be on the floor. Tech rolling is a way to get out of it. You're still going to be in a mix-up, but at least you're not going to get looped. The situation is ridiculous because you're so close, and he's in full crouch, and that's where his best moves are. So it's a rough situation. And if you get up on Forgotten Realm, you even break the floor as well. So it's pretty disgusting.
From doing those kicks?
From, what's that?
On Forgotten Realm, is it the kicks or the one where he does the... Oh, it's the one where he does the sword thing where he goes down. So like
down one, yeah. If you try to get up, you literally get smacked down to the floor, and then it gives you a full floor break, which is a full new combo. So if you try to get up on Forgotten Realm, or if you're a bear, bears as well is guaranteed. It's pretty much down back 2 is almost like a 50 damage low with Oki.
Crazy.
So yeah, that's some tech I would maybe keep to myself, but I never even use down back 2, so kind of exposing the other Noctis players who do use it. But don't get back up from that, because you can lose an entire round off of that Oki, to be honest.
Damn. Alright, cool. So we've gone through like the key moves. We would usually do key moves in stance, but Noctis don't really have a stance, so
yeah, just a roll pretty much.
Yeah, so we left that one out. So we're going to talk about grabs and the situations you get from grabs. So, you know, I know Noctis doesn't have that many grabs, but you know, just teach me through some of the stuff. I know he has a unique hit. It's not even a hit grab. It's kind of like it's back 2 1+2. Is it back 2 1+2 he has? On
back 2, yeah. So I didn't add this because I think it's my sort of situational move. This move got, I won't be able to do it. So it's back 2. And it's like a just frame 1+2. Kind of know how. There you go. And it does a ridiculous amount of damage. So it's kind of like it's like King's and Armor King Stunner, right? Except it does a lot more damage than theirs, and it tracks completely to his left. So this move is pretty good. It's plus. It's pretty much what I use it for is when someone's very minus, and they kind of have to guess between a mid and a low. It's a good option there because it's completely safe, and it does absolutely chunks, you know, and gives you a good situation on hit as well. So back 2 can be really, really good. This is one of my favorite moves when I first started playing him. But I think it's situational, like ridiculously good, but it's not something you want to spam. There is one thing about it. You can't show it on Noctis, because one thing Noctis has that I didn't really mention, his jabs have a really good hitbox in terms of being really low to the, they don't get crushed easily. Yeah. But against other characters, back 2 crushes almost everything in terms of their jabs. Like Brian, it crushes all of his jabs. Marduk, that is one thing I didn't mention about down forward 1, which probably would have been useful. Nox's down forward 1 has a lot of crushing on it. It really goes under the highest jabs in the game. So if you're playing against Heihachi, Marduk, even Jin, Devil Jin, a lot of situations, if they jab, they get crushed. Kazuya, there's a lot of characters who will just get beat off down forward 1, down forward 1. Jab will just go straight over him. And that's same with back 2, but even more. Back 2 crushes more than down forward 1 even. So like, for example, if you're playing against most characters, to be honest, Raven, King gets his jabs and his back 1 crushed by back 2. So as a setup, it can be very, very good, especially because how much damage you get off in the end. I won't be able to land it, but yeah.
That's cool. So what about his normal throws then? So obviously he has this throw.
Yep. So that throw is the one with the best Oki. You can kind of see the situation. They're left with their head down, like head towards. So the best option to do there for me personally is I mix up down back 1 1+2, which kind of hits everything except getting up standing. So if they stay down 1 isn't as good because it doesn't hit tech rolls. Down back 1 1+2 will hit tech rolls. It'll hit people standing up. I mean, it'll hit people tech rolling, people staying down. So like, I'll stay down. So it hits. Pick up. Yeah, that's a very Noctis thing that happened.
What?
And tech roll. See, it clips everything. If you really want it, I guess since we're going to a proper grab Oki thing, I don't do this that much. If you have a hard read, you can do some more specific stuff. Like roll 1, you know how to do roll 1, 3 + 4 into 1. That's gonna hit tech rolls in this situation.
Oh, roll 1. Sorry, my bad. Go
yeah, no worries. Just raw roll. Oh, 1.
My bad.
No worries. There you go. And it'll hit tech roll in the other direction as well. So that can be pretty good. And you can mix that up with like maybe down back 3. There are other stuff. I mean, you can mix up, say, down back 2. But just I kind of play a bit safer with my tools. But down back 2, down back 1+2 is almost a mix up there. Or down back 2, down back 1, 1+2. I just don't like using down back 2 personally, to be honest. But you have to guess, really. So if you'll grab me one more time,
yeah,
you can kind of see like if I get up backwards,
yeah,
I kind of escape. Do it down back 2.
Oh, you want me to do down back 2?
Yeah, I kind of escaped the down back 2. There you go. So that's pretty dirty. That's some online rank up type of shit. So that's pretty good. His 1+2 throw has no Oki. Let's see, what's even the bind for it?
I don't even know what his 1+2 throw is. I can't even lie.
Oh, sorry. His 2 throw switches sides on break. It has no real Oki. You can see you are very far away, but it switches sides even if I break it. So if you got, oh my bad. if you have your back to the wall, it's a sick option. I think any character. How'd I even do them? Oh, my bad. I'm never getting ready. I'm trying to throw myself. Okay, do it.
Hold on.
There we go. So switch the sides on break, which is really good. I think it's always nice when your character has that. It's another option. His 1+2 throw has no Oki in the open. There's fake Oki, where you can do a while running 1+2. And the opponent, I think the only way to get out of it is like jabbing. To get out, even then you can mistime your jab and get launched. So if you do 1+2, oh sorry, what do you call it? The 1+2 grab, back 1+2.
Oh, okay. Oops.
So it kind of gives you a good situation for a while running 1+2, where they can't step it either. Really, the while running 1+2. This happens a lot online. While running 1+2, it'll catch your step. It'll catch your. I'll talk about this probably in the anti section, because this is probably one of Noctis' most hated moves while running 1+2. But that'll catch you if you try to get up late and then step. You're gonna get caught every time, and that's where you get all the clips where the sword is hitting someone 360 behind them or whatever. So it's pretty good there. At the wall, it has decent Oki, and the down one beats most options. It's pretty much the same Oki as the one grab, where you can do down one or down back 3 to kind of mix up. Down one will beat get up kicks, it'll beat side rolls, it'll beat staying down. So you kind of have to guess between down one and down back 3, which is pretty good, in my opinion. And beat spring kick as well.
Okay, cool. So that's all the throws, right?
Yeah, that's everything. That's all he has.
Okay, cool. So obviously I know that you're a pro player and stuff like that, so we don't want to give away all the tips, but if you could give us just maybe 1 or 2 pointers on how to fight against Noctis, that would be great, man.
Yeah, sure. That's fair enough. So I think Noctis, the most important thing when you're playing against him is watching how you're moving. So he has a lot of moves that can clip movement, clip backdashes, things like this. I'll struggle to do a bit while running 1+2 as well. So I'd say one of the biggest scrub killers for Noctis is if you get knocked down and the person is coming at you the while running 1+2, don't try to step. It'll clip you every time, or at least step block. I think that's the most important thing against Noctis. Step block, either way. I don't think he has a specific weak side from far away. They're both kind of equally weak. Like I'm on quite a bit of lag. I might expose myself here, making Noctis look broken, but try to do a while running 1+2 into me. Oh shit. From a bit further away, just so I can be a bit ready. You can kind of see, if you're stepping early, it's very linear. If you step late, so let me kind of show you a late step, even if it's a good step. Oh man, see, the tracking isn't that good. It's just if you step late, it's got a big hitbox. There you go, that's what I'm talking about. You see, if you kind of make, that beats other characters while running moves, but it doesn't beat Noctis. Like, you can do a late step maybe against Dragonov, but the hitbox is too big. It has no tracking, but a big hitbox. I'd say that's one of the main things. I'd say against Noctis, obviously being able to react to down back 2 is a big thing, but if you can't react to down back 2, it's the same thing. You can kind of neutralize the mix-up by moving. So let's say you're gonna do like jab down back 2. Oh, my bad. So you never really have to take the mix-up. You know what I mean? Or do like jab down back 1+2, because that's what people like to do. The big sword. Oh, did I again? In season 3, you never really have to take the mix-up anymore. See what I mean? People don't realize how easy it is to beat. This is why I don't use those moves. I think Noctis is strong, but I don't think his gimmicks are very good. They're good online. If you're on a 3-bar, this can be very annoying. But all it takes is a good step block, and you will neutralize a lot of Noctis' tools. And then other than that, I would say don't whiff. Don't whiff against Noctis. The down for 2 is the best in the game. One of the main characters you don't want to whiff against in the game. Like, if people are scared to whiff against Law, you should be more scared to whiff against Noctis. But that's mainly like the better Noctis players who are more ready with it. Other than that, there's obviously a lot of scrub killer tools and like setups, but I think those are the main things. Make sure you have a good side step block, so you don't even have to deal with this dumb down back 2 mix up, and make sure you're not stepping late. I'd say those are the main things against Noctis online, especially.
Okay, cool, man. Well,
Not fair?
I appreciate that, man. That is fair. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. We reached the end of the Teach Me. Really
Thank you,
appreciate your time. Let them know where they can find you, man. If you stream or if you're on Twitter or anything like that, let them know your social medias.
I have a Twitch. I don't stream much. Last time I streamed was when I was on Kazoomy, but maybe in the future, twitch.tv/BoltRaka, and on Twitter, BoltRaka as well. Yeah, that should be it.
Alright, guys, that was the end of the Teach Me episode. Obviously, shout out to Bolt for taking your time out for doing this, man. We gotta get some games in real soon, man.
Definitely, man, definitely.
And yeah, man, I look forward to, you know, playing some games with you in the future. And yeah, for you guys that are watching, you guys and girls that are watching at home, let me know what you lot thought about this Teach Me episode. And yeah, remember to subscribe and to, yeah, if you got any questions, either leave it in the comment section down below or go message Bolt, man, on Twitter. So take it easy, everyone. Peace.
See ya.
Simmer down. Simmer now. Couple kicks to your boat. I'm a winner now. Like Eddie with the feet. I'm a killer now. Simmer down. Simmer now.